Hi everyone, how are you all doing? My name is Natalie. If this is the first time that you're watching my videos, thank you for stopping by. I hope that if you enjoy what I do and share on this channel, you can consider subscribe and share with your friends. I am a Western tropical astrologer. I use the whole sign house system to do my forecasts and readings. In this video, we are talking about this upcoming week astrology forecast, and it will be around June 16 to 22, 2025. So this week we have quite a lot of things happening, so let's break it down. On the 17th, Mars, no longer in either Cancer or Leo, is finally giving us something new. So Mars is finally, what seems like eons of time, is going to leave Leo and enter Virgo. So it's happening on the June 17, 4:35 p.m. Hong Kong time or 1:35 a.m. Pacific time. So just the time according to where you are in the world. Mars entering Virgo is going to give us a new kind of energy. So for the first time in 9 months, we're going to, for some of us, maybe not all, but for some of us, it feels like that we're truly moving on from something else. We're moving into a new chapter, something fresh or something new. There's this newness of there's this freshness and newness energy coming in for some of us, definitely, especially if you have been navigating through something with the Mars retrograde. So for those who maybe don't know or forgot, we had a Mars retrograde recently, and Mars was in either the sign of Cancer or Leo since last fall in September until now, because Mars was having a retrograde. It was retrograding from fall to winter, and the post shadow period energy just finished around in mid-May. So many of us, Mars was in Cancer and Leo, and there might be something in those houses, those themes and topics or areas of your life in those houses might have been moving through some changes and shift. And now Mars in Virgo is a very different flavor and energy. Mars in Virgo is more of a brainy energy because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So Mars in Virgo is taking action through our thinking and planning. Mars in Virgo is driven, is focused, is very detail oriented, is specific, determined. It focuses on the little things, right? And it's about taking little steps, and it's about making that plan to in order to take the action that is necessary. It's not those grandiose, drastic, impulsive, big action that we take, like, oh yeah, let's just move across the country like next week, right? It's not like that. It's more of, okay, if I really want to move across the country, I need to think about the logistic, where do I actually want to move? Do I have the logistic plan out? How am I going to clean up here? What to pack, what to move, what to let go? And oh, my pets, I have to figure out how to move them over. It's not just like, oh yeah, let's just pack and go, right? No, it's not like that. So it's very different. So during this transit, you might feel yourself being in that energy as well. And of course, like always, all sign transit, they all have their light and shadow attribute. So some of this shadow attribute of Mars and Virgo can be over planning and analyzing, right? Wanting to make sure that I know every single step before I take that action, being too much of a perfectionist, right? Chasing craftsmanship, high functional quality, like execution plan before taking the action. And sometimes, while it can be really good for someone that is like very disorganized or very impulsive, this transit can definitely pull that energy back and allow yourself to plan a little bit more. Don't rush, don't be impulsive, but also at the same time, when you are overly thinking, planning, and wanting to be everything to be perfect before you take your action, sometimes you can miss out opportunity, or sometimes someone will get ahead of you and do that thing or like take that idea away before you have the chance to actually launch it or express it or execute it or whatnot. So there needs to be like a balance, right? And this transit is definitely great if you need to organize something. Mars in Virgo actually is really good when it comes to home renovation and decorating as well. So if you are wanting to like move home, reorganize your home, renovating your home, this is a great transit to do so. Mars in Virgo is definitely good at organizing, making plans, writing a proposal. So if you are wanting to do that, maybe you're writing a business plan, you're doing some research about a creative project that you're interested, or if you're a writer, you're researching for material, stories, or you're researching history, you're an astrologer, you're researching different transits, history, events that took place, so that you can use them as reference and guideline for you to predict, forecast. This is a great transit to do those type of work. And this is a great time if you want to organize your home space. Maybe this is the time to take those down and put up a new wall of shelves so that you can organize your books, clothes, whatever. This is the time to declutter and really take things out and reorganize, right? So this is a great transit to do that as well. And Mars will stay in Virgo until August 6 or 7, depending on your time zone. On the next day, on June 18, we have Jupiter in Cancer squaring Neptune in Aries at 1 degree. So it's hard to separate Neptune and Saturn in Aries because they're so close together and they are closely the energy, they're like kind of intertwining together. So anyway, this aspect with Jupiter and Neptune square can feel like a visionary energy, can feel like that you are feeling spiritually connected, because we're talking about Jupiter, we're talking about Cancer. This is how you feel, right? It might be you feeling connected to some kind of spirituality, modalities, ideology, or belief system. But then at the other side, it can also be having that Saturn Neptune in Aries is like questioning if this is real, if this is really what you align with. So there's this crisis moment of questioning your faith and dreams, your spirituality beliefs, in that sense. And because the Jupiter can magnify Neptune, so this can be a day where some of us can feel a little disoriented. There's a lot of voices, news around, there's a lot of information flowing. It can feel a bit overwhelmed for some. So watch out and be mindful with how you consume information. Make sure you check your sources, you're not just too quick to believe everything. And at the same time, you might also feel this overindulgent energy, because again, Jupiter magnify things, right? So watch out for overindulgence, going overboard today. It can also be the energy of exhausting yourself, right? Because it can be connecting with the Cancer and Aries. It can actually be, for some, not all, feeling that you're overextending yourself to family members or people around you and not taking care of yourself, having a more challenging time setting boundaries for yourself. So do watch out for that. And for some, this is you needing to stay hydrated. Don't overexert yourself. Rest if you need it. Maybe just have a easier, slower day if possible. And on June 21st, we are welcoming summer solstice in the northern hemisphere or winter solstice in the southern hemisphere, because the sun is going to enter Cancer today and kickstart a new season for us. So it will be happening on June 21st, 10:42 a.m. Hong Kong time, or June 20th, 7:42 p.m. Pacific time. So just the time according to where you are in the world. This is when the sun enters the cardinal sign Cancer, not just to kickstart Cancer season, but also to begin a new season for our Earth. So Northern Hemisphere, summer solstice, Southern Hemisphere, winter solstice. So this is also whenever the sun enters a cardinal sign, it not just kickstart a new season, but also this is the 0 degree, is the world point. So whenever the sun enters the world point, the sun often refers to the world leader, right? The people up there that is shining around the world. So whenever the sun enters the cardinal sign degree, we want to pay attention because we will definitely see some major headlines, or some of them might make some drastic announcement or take some kind of action or whatnot. So we do want to pay attention because as above, so below, and whatever one of them do might likely create a ripple effect and affect everyone else. This is also because right after the sun enter Cancer, the 0 degree, it immediately will energize the Jupiter and the square between Jupiter and Saturn and Neptune, which I did just talk about and we'll be talking about again because there's something else happening. So they are very, very closely together, right? They're right next to each other, conjuncting. So the sun definitely energized because the sun shines, right? Provide that solar energy. The sun really energized the square between Jupiter and Neptune and Saturn in Aries. So this is also the day, or probably this is the week, right? Because the energy is not just being felt on 2021st. It might be a little bit before and after as well because they're so closely together. So this is definitely amplifying some of the world leaders. What are they doing? What are they saying? We might see some of them fall or rise. We might see how some of them is trying really hard to grasp onto the power to protect their homeland country, do what they think is right for the homeland country and for the people. And we can also see how people are standing behind them. Are they supporting? Are they not supporting? Do they have a different voice, right? Do they align? We might even see some new energies rising up, especially if they are out of the norm, not like the usual type, because we're talking about Neptune, Saturn, and Aries. So it can be someone that's younger, someone that is not the same typical look. So it can be someone that we don't always see, right? Maybe it's a different race, gender. It can be someone that's younger, not what we usually see on the big screen, not the very different from the current ones, right? So that can be something that might happen. So we just really need to watch the news and see what happens. Cancer season is also a time where we feel and sense more. There might be at this time that we feel more emotionally connected, right? We can connect with ourselves more deeply within, because Cancer talks about our inner world, right? Ruled by the moon. It's really emotional driven. It can also sometimes make us want to run away, not feel, and try to protect ourselves from connecting with others because we don't want to be vulnerable. But if we use this energy, it can actually help us to drop down into our heart space and be more intuitively connected with ourselves. So this might be a season where you feel that as well. Cancer also associate with family, and whether this is blood related or your chosen family, you might find yourself spending more time with them or wanting to connect with them, or vice versa. Cancer also talks about our roots, our ancestry lineage, and some of us might feel called during Cancer season to connect with our roots, to explore our ancestor lineage, to learn more about that if we don't know, or to be more connected with that, to practice the lineage healing or something. Or actually, this is the time where you are interested in doing some ancestral healing, wanting to maybe heal some family trauma or wounds that you have, moon also rules Cancer, which associate with our maternal figures, whether this is your blood-related mother or maternal figures. And if there is any kind of wounds, trauma that you want to do, maybe this is also the time during Cancer season to do so as well. Cancer is often relates to that nostalgic feelings, right? That thinking about the past and memories. So we can also find ourselves during Cancer season a little bit more wanting to go inward instead of wanting to go out all the time. It's more of like going back into our crabby shell to enjoy our comfort space. Maybe only feel like doing potluck with a few closest friends, right? You might want to hang out with your family more. This is the time that you might find yourself reflecting or reminiscing the past. It can be reflecting how they make you feel or how you set boundaries with those people closest to you, right? Because crab is that hard shell species, animal, anyway. So you might be want to like a crab. Are you setting boundaries, or are you not setting boundaries, or are you setting your boundaries too high that you're pushing everyone away because you're so wanting to protect yourself? Or are you not doing that enough, right? Vice versa. You can find yourself thinking about that as well. It's also what makes you feel truly safe and secure. So do reflect on that if that resonates. So sometimes in Cancer season we can really feel emotional, and it is I actually do think that, you know, it's a nice season to do that. And if you feel some kind of melancholic feeling, nostalgic feeling, is very normal. And many of us, me included, will find ourselves more emotionally moved easily, right? And I will cry a lot. I mean, I cry a lot already. I cry every single day. Having so many planets and being a Scorpio sun, having a stellium there, I deeply connect with the water elements and the energy. And I used to think is really shameful and to cry every day, that there's something wrong with me. But now I also learned that, which I always tell my clients, and I also share this, is crying is just like a shower for your soul. We need to cleanse our soul. We need to release whatever is not serving us. So let the floodgate open during this Cancer season. Feel your emotions. If you can't feel them, you can't move through them. So allow yourself to open up to this emo season. Lastly, on Sunday, actually Sunday and Monday, we have a few aspects happening, and they kind of all intertwine together. So I'm just going to list them out first. We have Mars in Virgo sextile Jupiter in Cancer at 2 degrees. And then we have the Sun in Cancer squaring Neptune and Saturn in Aries at 2 degrees. So again, we have that Mars squaring Saturn and Neptune, right? We have the exact square with Neptune earlier this week, right, at 1 degree. And now we have Saturn joining the party, to be exact. So we feel this energy whole week. And with the Mars sextile Jupiter, it's like a mixed bag of energy. So I would say this weekend leading to early next week, you probably might feel this energy, especially if it closely aspects any planets or points in your chart. So the Mars sextile Jupiter can be quite helpful and supportive. It can really inspire you and give you that drive to take actions. And you might also feel the urge to take action or connect with others, because we're talking about Cancer. So that energy is you feeling the urge to be more connected with someone in your life, maybe, right? Maybe it's a family member, Cancer, right? But there's this also square between the Sun with Saturn and Neptune in Aries. So there's this push and pull energy happening. So for some, watch out for overextending yourself, like I said before, giving too much, not knowing how to draw boundaries or say no. You might find yourself or people know that about you and will take advantage of you. So just beware if you find yourself being the person that is overextending all the time to your family or people closest around you, because not everybody have good intention and they might not mean harm, but you know, just beware because that energy is showing up, right? And this is also another aspect. Another meaning that can come up for some of us is questioning, like a reality check. The square between Sun with Saturn and Neptune in Aries is that reality check, checking in with yourself, with what you're doing, with your dreams, with your faith. How do you feel about them, right? Are you doing what you're supposed to do because they are truly what you desire in life, or are you doing them because of certain condition or standard expectation that your family or the society sets up, right? Because this square can really talk about questioning that, right? What you're doing right now, what you want to go after, what you desire, are they truly yours? Do you truly own them? Is that what you feel in the gut, Cancer, into your intuition that this is what you want? Or are they imposed by your family members or outside influence or societal expectation? Because come on, we live in a world that is heavily conditioned from like generational trauma or white supremacy, or is this like highly productive capitalistic environment that maybe perhaps if you are certain gender, if you are certain role, or if you are at certain stage of your life, certain age, you should be there already, you should be doing that already, you know, like when is you, oh, you're 30, you should be married already, why are you still single? Or like, oh, you are 50, you shouldn't have a career path change right now, you're too old, or you shouldn't risk anymore, you should be just happy with your 20 years job that is like boring but stable, right? Or like, you should be loyal to your partner because you're with them since young age and you've been married for 20 years. You shouldn't want to now desire something else, right? Whatever, I'm just throwing out example, like who said that is right? Or who said that we should only follow that rules? Are you following those rules, expectation, because that's what truly resonate with you within, or not? So this weekend, early next week, there can be some questioning or reality check moment kicking in as well for some of us because of the square. So yeah. So now let's take a look at our collective message. So for the tarot card, we have 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, and then we have the 10 of Pentacles. So I'm really feeling what I've just said. So some of us, this year might not start out on a high note. You might be dealing with a lot of things in life. There might be loss, right? Whatever kind of loss, maybe this is a job, maybe this is a relationship, or maybe you are need to face some tough reality. You might need to face some truth that is really happening in your life right now, and it might make you feel sad, disappointed, angry with yourself, frustrated. You might feel a sense of lack as well, like, oh my god, what is the point, right? Or some of us might just feel really overwhelmed with what is happening around the world and be like, oh my god, like I'm just hopeless, like what can I do? Or maybe like, what can others do? Like I'm doing a lot, like why can't others do the same, right? Why can't they also do that, right? And there might be some frustration within as well. But the 10 of Pentacles is here to remind us that sometimes life is not sunshine and rainbow, and sometimes in order to continue on our path, sometimes it requires us to make sacrifice and changes, because as we grow and learn, things that used to be our safety, our comfort, or things that we used to think that are good might not be good anymore. And our ego might not want to face that, or we might be really scared to go out of the comfort zone to step into the next chapter because we don't know what that look like. But the thing is that we cannot let that fear us and hold us back into our comfort zone, even if it's like actually damaging us, detriment for us, and not giving us growth or whatsoever. But sometimes we can't see, and it's normal and it's okay. But this is to trust that sometimes when it feels like we have to rebuild, restart, or we have to go back to the square one and start from scratch, or we need to change path, change direction, all these are necessary, and they are all actually for our highest good. But sometimes, of course, we can't see it at the moment, right? We can only sometimes see when we look back, reflect, and connect the dots. That's when you can, when you look back is the time where you connect the dots. Oh my goodness, my words. Anyway, but yeah, that is basically what I'm feeling. And from the Lunology card, we have last quarter moon is in Cancer. Take a breather. Oh my god. And we have last quarter moon in Virgo. Attend to the details. So 2 last quarter of moon, which is actually the moon phase that we are in right now, because next week we will have a new moon in Cancer. Universe. And I did not pick this card, by the way. I always shuffle. Anyway, so we are in Cancer season. Mars is entering Virgo this week. This is the time. And with all the square between Sun and Saturn and Neptune, this is also a week where you don't want to overextend yourself, exhaust yourself. Remember to rest whenever you can. Do not push yourself. Lastly, our Oracle card. Card 28, Building Blocks. I love this card. So this is, again, very, very much resonate with that 10 of Pentacles in the tarot cards, right? Some of us, we are needing to pause to see what we're building so far. Is the foundation sturdy? Do we need to make any necessary changes? Some maybe, unfortunately, you have to start from the bottom again. You know, what you were building might not resonate anymore, might not be true anymore. The foundation maybe is not strong enough, if collapsed. But always remember, we are always continue to build. It is okay. It is just temporary. So just try to know that there's still so much ahead that you don't know yet, and they can be all amazing and beautiful. So I hope one message resonate with you at least, or maybe more. Let me know. Comment below, connect with me, let me know how it goes. Feel free to come back the week after to listen again. Maybe that's when you can, that happened, that didn't happen, that resonate, that really happened to me, that's really what I felt or went through that week. So do let me know. And if you want a personal consultation, I offer all kinds of astrology reading, consultation, tarot, and akashic records reading. I also offer distant Reiki energy healing sessions. Just drop me an email. My information is in the description box below. Wishing you all a great week, and I'll see you next time.